Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am joined by the Group Legal Advisor for DATKEM, Adetona Adejumo, for discussion on DATKEM versus Ogun State government and matters arising. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Adetona.
Thank you very much.
Right, so this ongoing issue with DATKEM versus Ogun State government has attracted a lot of reactions, and people would really love to know the true situation of things. The state government said the developers refused to obey contravention and sealing orders and kept developing the structure. Why this?
Yeah, thank you very much for where we start from. And I think before we go forward, we should lay some type of foundation. The foundation will now determine, in the eyes of the public, if indeed there were contraventions or there were no contraventions. DATKEM got approval in 2009 to construct a building. Foundation and development started immediately in 2009. Sometimes in 2011 or thereabouts, we had to stop construction. Then a new dispensation came in, and the dispensation decided that it wants to expand the road. By this act of expansion, everybody on both sides of the road lost a lot of space. From DATKEM's plot, we lost about 10 meters or thereabouts. Now, going to the building itself, when we resumed back, sometimes 2020, 2021, construction went on. And agents of the government came and said, stop, you people do not have an approval for this building. That's funny. We have approvals. We brought out our files and showed them approvals. There were series of apologies. Oh, we are sorry, we did not know. They left. After that again, they came. When they came, they started measuring left, right, center. And we told them, well, this is DATKEM Plaza. Now, let me give you a pictorial view of the building. It's standing there by the road. In front of it is the express. To the left is a way into the street. To the right is another way into the street. At the back, an open plot of land. Because of the land we lost, we agreed with the people on both sides of the street that we were going to tar with paving stones those open streets as a form of parking. We went into negotiations with the owner of the plot, and we are at the stage of almost settling. When they say, oh, there's a family member who ought to sign, and the person is out of the country. All these facts were laid bare to officers of the town planning and physical thing. So there was nothing hidden. So this issue of not following contravention notices, not following this, not following that, it is funny when people come and say that.
All right, so these sealing orders, the government said 24th of May last year, a stop work order was served on the developer. October 4th, 2022, last year, another stop work order was served. 11th of October, a demolition order was served. Are you saying these orders did not come?
What I am saying is simple. On the 11th of September, that is on Monday, after the midnight demolition, the people from the place, they came to post.
Mr. Adetona, can you answer these questions? I mean,
I want to answer that question. Right. And a notice was brought. A sealing notice was brought. And that sealing notice listed out the notices that they served. And the notices they served was simply May 24, 2022. That was the genesis of everything. And when they came in October, we went there. We went with our file. The first story was that they could not find the file in Abeokuta. Later, the Ijebu Ode zonal office said they could get their file. We made photocopies of the content of our own file, and they compared it with theirs. That is the basis for it.
So, you talked about an open plot of land at the back of that structure, and there are allegations that a structure has been erected on that open plot of land, and there is no approval for that. How true is that?
No, that is not the allegation. The allegation is that there is a one-story building within our premises that there's no approval for. And it is simple. We all know what the town planning law says. If your grouse is with that building that you claim to be unapproved, and what is that building? It's a generator house, an electrical power room on top. The generator, 150 kVA underneath, and the power room on top. If that is our contravention, as they've said, what we know that government do is they will come and remove that building that is contravening, not the building that has approval. This is a 4-floor building that has been finished. Elevator was installed. About close to 80 units of split air conditioners were installed. We had finished everything. The building is due for opening. This week, we're supposed to do site clearing. We've engaged cleaners and people that will come and evacuate everything from site before they went there by 10 a.m.
So what about the deviation from the airspaces and setback? Because according to what we have, with an airspace of 3 meters at the right, 5 meters at the left, 5 meters at the rear, and Ogun State government is saying the construction did not conform to the plan granted.
Now, with the issue of airspace, as I've said to you, we have an open space at the left, open space at the right. The building has metal grills as walls. There is no building beside us. So the issue of airspace does not arise at all. The main issue that they hammered on when they came was the monster space and parking lot. And we had explained to them that from the original plan, I'm here with our survey, we lost about 10 meters to the road expansion, which made the Amosu government then made a law that reduced the space in front to about 3 meters, 10 feet or 3 meters from the edge of your building to the road. Now they have come with a 2020, the law that they cited as Ogun State planning something 2022. But the unfortunate thing is, approval was gotten for a building in 2009. We had started building, we had completed building, even the said law. I have a copy here with me.
So this new building planning control laws and regulation, could it be that developers had derailed over this long period since the building was approved in 2009?
I don't understand that question again.
You said the building was approved, duly approved by the state government in 2009. So I'm asking, could it be that the developers derailed over this long period?
No. Now let me give you a small example. The building is owned by Her Excellency. And DATKEM is an acronym of the name of her children. She started the project. But along the line, both you and I know that a 6-story building in Ijebu is not economically viable. So because of paucity of funds, she wanted to abandon the project and put her funds elsewhere. But the husband, His Excellency, called and said, no, you cannot do that. You are a chieftaincy holder in Ijebu, at least to get employment for people and to do something in Ijebu. That was what the original approval was for 6 floors.
Okay.
That was what reduced the building from 6 floors to 4 floors. Because we all know that...
It's 4 floors now?
Yes, 4 floors.
So does that not itself amount to deviation from approved plan?
When the law allows for deviation, and when you deviate, what the law expects you to do is to regularize. When they came and they said all these things, we brought out our original plan, and we had started moves for regularization. They were supposed to give us an assessment for payment. And what they claimed delayed our assessment was the file they could not find, which led to us making copies of our own file. And okay, if this will assist you. It was after then that we should make an application for unsealing and regularization.
Did you do that?
We made an application, and it was approved. And we were asked to pay the sum of 500,000.
Current government.
Yes, of course. The application was dated, I think the second day. The application was dated, letter to regularize, okay. The application was dated the 2nd of August, last month. Appeal for unsealing and regularization. This is it. I was looking for this.
All right, so
then they wrote back to us, hold on. And then this is their own response. Asking us to pay and do a lot of things. And we did, we paid. And in their response, they said, after payment, we must regularize within 21 days. Payments between what we paid, got receipts, sent to them, and when they went in the middle of the night to demolish the house, it's less than 21 days. So that is why when people wake up and say, oh, it is political victimization, some of us are forced to believe
Well,
it.
before we get to that, I would like you to react to allegations that the developers used to sneak into the building at night to work after these orders came.
The building was sealed by them. Up till, as we are speaking, the building is still sealed by them. They never came any night to meet anybody working there. If they had, at least it would have been in the news. They will have evidence to say, okay, we came on so day, we met so person working there in the middle of the night. All their seals, the building has about 4 gates. They have their seals on all the gates, and there is no allegation that they ever got there and they met any of the seals broken. If we had done that, would there be a need for us to apply for unsealing of the building? While we're doing all this regularization, because I saw the interview, I said they don't know who was behind it. They asked for tax clearance of 2 directors, which was submitted. From that, will it still be right for them for somebody to now wake up and say he does not know who is behind the building, who owns the building, or who does not own the building?
So why do you think this is attracting political coloration? Because the governor has denied the insinuation that the demolition of this property was political.
On Monday evening, I was at home when I was watching, I think it was at night, I was watching your station when I saw the governor's interview. And the governor said something which is very funny. As a democratically elected governor, he said, I learned they've gone to court, and no court can stop us. And no court can stop us. If we have heard that they are making moves to do something, and we've decided to do the only legitimate recourse we have is to go to court. And we've gone to court. And somebody is saying, oh, even though you go to court, I will do what I want to do. There is no other proof that I, as a lawyer, need that, oh, this thing is more than law.
Don't you think the governor could have said that based on the safety of the residents, the state plan, town planning, and building control laws and regulation?
Thank you very much. When you talk of safety of the residents, no contravention was listed at, oh, you were supposed to do 6 foot wall, you did not do. This thing is supposed to be as thick as this. There was no safety issue. There was no structural defects. The building, as at today, they went there in the middle of night on Sunday with jackhammers. They broke deckings. They punched the deckings on 3 floors. If the building was defective, we would not have brought everything down. They destroyed a lot of things there. I was surprised when I got there on Monday, and a whole wall on a side, all the glass from top to the last floor was broken, demolished. We had rumors that they went with about 100 policemen. We had rumors, we saw pictures, we saw from people within the area how they condoned off everywhere, and they went in the middle of the night.
But the governor is also saying or claiming that the owners were or remained recalcitrants because of perceived influence.
I know the meaning of recalcitrant. But I believe the person that used that word does not understand the meaning of recalcitrant. If we had made applications, you've asked us to pay, we've paid, you're now saying we are recalcitrant. When we heard that there were moves and we went to court, we filed our papers on Thursday, 7th of September. We served them on Thursday. I was one that took the person to Abeokuta. We served all the Attorney General, the Governor, the urban planning and everything. We served them on that Thursday. After getting court papers on Thursday, what did they do? Sunday, 3 a.m. Government business is not conducted in the middle of the night. As far as I know, government business is not conducted on Sunday. We know the law. There was a time government business was conducted somewhere in the middle of the night. Somebody went to court and the court said that it's unparliamentary hour. How can you do something in the middle of the night and you say what you've done is legal? What was the government afraid of? Why could they not come during the day? Why did they have to take miscreants there in the middle of the night? If the contravention was the one-story building they claimed was at the back, why did they not demolish what was contravening and leave the other one? We all grew up in Nigeria. We know the laws as far as it is concerned.
Mr. Adetona, are you sure these are not mere allegations?
The fact speaks for itself. Res ipsa loquitur. We all know the time they went there. If you can show me any picture or video of them at that building, daylight, they went in the middle of the night. I saw it. I saw a video on BBC Yoruba. I saw a video. Night. Somebody did a video and said.
So what's this discussion centered around certifications for the buildings?
The discussion was not for certification for the buildings. Our amendments, if you allow me to bring these documents out, our amendments, we served them. Regularization, 21 days. What is the big deal that they cannot wait for 21 days? Why did they get served with court papers? We all know the law that once you get served with court papers, you are not supposed to take any step until the law makes a pronouncement. Not to talk of demolition. No demolition notice. The law stipulates the number of notices we ought to get. You serve us with a 3-day quit notice for that kind of building, asking us to an elevator, 6-stop elevator was installed, 150 kVA generator, over 80 units of. And you're asking us in 3 days to remove that. And you are there in the middle of the night. They knew that if they had come during the day, maybe we would have had cost to remove some things. We could not salvage anything. Right.
So, I mean, as we speak, there is political and legal angles to this issue. So what do you think is the best option to be adopted to get this resolved?
We've gone to court. We've gone to court even before they went for the demolition. We've gone to court, and as for now, the court has, even after the court gave orders on Monday, restraining orders, the PAMSEC of physical planning still went there after the court orders.
So you're very convinced this is political?
Why the rush? Why the sudden topsy-topsy? If there are other buildings on that road, we can go to Falagbade. There are other buildings on that road for many years. How many of them have been destroyed? Some buildings don't even have the space that we kept. There are banks on that road that doesn't have a parking space. Once you come down from your car, you are walking straight into the bank. The bank doesn't, because the expansion project of Adetona Adejumo time took away all the setbacks. But we still kept space. And we're bargaining in the middle of everything.
So now that we are here, how do we avoid escalation of the issue to ensure things do not degenerate?
How do we avoid escalation? By especially the government agency respecting the court orders. Even though the governor has said it, that no court can hold them. Well, we'll just employ them that the court is not there to play. We should all respect the court orders. Notices has been served. Hearing notices has also been served. The orders of the court has been served. We should all obey the court orders, and from there we'll take it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Adetona Adejumo, Group Legal Advisor for DATKEM. Thank you so much for joining us on Politics Tonight.
Thank you. Bless you.